Hey guys, what's going on? Over here from My God for Gaming, and welcome to episode number 5 of my Feed the Beast Let's Play. If you guys did not catch the last episode we were going to build some more machines and ended up needing to go to the Nether, so I built this Nether portal out here, and we head to the Nether and check some stuff out. And off screen I built this little walkway. It's not too fancy, but just a little walkway up here. So I may purdy it up a little bit more in the future, but for now it's a pretty decent walkway. It gets the job done. You go in, go out, and you come down. So yeah. So we did that last episode, and let's us continue what we were doing last episode and build some more machines so we can further on our production of power and get onto more automated stuff and whatnot. So at the moment I'm just cooking up some stone because I have a project that I want to do in the future that involves a lot of stone, so that's what I'm doing there. This thing here, if you guys don't know what this is a hopper. You can put items in here, and then it'll drop the items from in there into the furnace. So every time cobblestone cooks up, another one will drop in, and it will then put the stone in here after it's done making it. So we got a little bit of an automated system here. Puts cobble in, goes there, goes there. Also got these engines running. Did a lot of mining last episode and got a little bit of coal, so I have those things running now. So today I want to build 3 new machines, and I want to kind of get a little power storage, because right now I'm wasting a lot of the power, because a bunch of the power is just going into this machine, but we're not using it. We're probably producing a lot more power than we're actually using at the moment. So I want a way to store that power, and that's what we'll do today. So I got 3 of these things here. These are project tables. And what project tables do is it can hold items in instead of like a normal inventory. When you're not in the screen, it will pop the items out. And this is you can store items like in here, and you can pull the items from here out of the crafting recipe. So let's say you wanted to build a chest. You put the chest recipe in there, and you can pull out as many chests as you want as long as you have the materials for them in the inventory here. So it's pretty cool. So off screen I built a bunch of stuff for the machines that I want to build. So I have all 3 machines here, all in different crafting recipes in these project tables. So let's get started, I guess, today. The first machine we are going to look at is the induction smelter. Now this machine is pretty much the machine we're going to want to start producing any more advancements in power storage and stuff. So turn all that off, let's just gain power, and we'll get into that in a minute. The next machine we are building is the Magma Crucible. Another unique machine. This will actually turn certain items into certain liquids. So let's say I threw some cobblestone. This machine will actually turn cobblestone into lava. But we are not going to be using this machine for that purpose. We are going to be using this machine for a different purpose. And we will get into that purpose in a little bit. And our third, but not last machine, actually it is our last machine, but we might get into more later in this episode, is a liquid transposer. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be transferring the liquids we produce from the Magma Crucible and sending them into the liquid transposer. So we want all liquids from this area being sent over to this machine. So now that these machines are starting to gain power, let's talk about the induction smelter. Now the first couple things you're going to need to produce better power and stuff is I'm going to want some better cabling. At the moment we're using this Buildcraft pipe system, which is being used to transport power from the engines to the machines. I actually want to use conduits. Energy conduits. Use energy conduits. Now to create energy conduits we need electrum and hardened glass. Now to get electrum you need there's a way somewhere in here that I'm looking for. Maybe not. Did they change it? I swear you could use the induction smelter for electrum. Or is that for electrum blend? No, that's not for electrum blend. There we go. Yeah, here we go. We could put gold and silver in the induction smelter to get electrum, which is one thing we need in order to get these conduits. Another thing we need is the hardened glass, which is pulverized obsidian and lead ingot in the induction smelter. So we need this induction smelter to get better piping, or energy transfer, and energy storage. So we need electrum, which is gold. I'll get 5 of that, and silver. And we need hardened glass, which is lead and obsidian. And we do not have obsidian, but we do have some oak logs, and we can turn them into obsidian by doing that. And then we can come down here, and pulverize the obsidian into pulverized obsidian, and then we can create the hardened glass which we need. So let's cook up some electrum real quick while we're smelting this, pulverizing that obsidian. And now we're using a lot of power. These machines are all storing power, and we're also using power from these machines. As you can see, the furnace ran out of power, like instantly. It can't keep up with all these machines gaining power and using power at the same time. So that's what we're going to try to accomplish by having a backlog of power startup, and we'll get into that in a little bit. So here is our electrum, and now we need our pulverized obsidian, and we could throw that in there. Get some hardened glass cooking, and then we can make some energy conduits. Hardened glass, electrum, blah blah blah. But that's not the end of it. If you see the recipe, this is an empty energy conduit. Now to get a full redstone energy conduit, we gotta fill these empty ones with molten redstone. That's where the liquid transposer and the magma crucible come into play. We will turn this redstone into liquid redstone or molten redstone, and then we could fill the conduits with them. So let's make a few conduits real quick. You got 16. And we can throw these conduits in here, which is slowly gaining some liquid redstone, and we're slowly going to be producing some energy conduits. Now there's also another type of wrench I want to create, which is a prototype Omni wrench. Now this is a pretty expensive wrench, but this wrench pretty much works on every modded machine pretty much. And pretty much the only diamonds and gold, really the only thing that I think is hard of this wrench is the cyan wool, but we can easily get that by using our minium stone. We just need a little bit of wool. I believe I have a piece of wool somewhere. I do not know if we have one, but I can create some with some string. Basic vanilla crafting recipe, and put that in there. And we keep going through these until we get the color we want. And I believe it was cyan. And now we need a few diamonds and a piece of gold. I am running very low on gold. I have quite a few diamonds too, so. And then we do this. Boom, boom, boom. And bam, we got our prototype Omni wrench, which is pretty much the best wrench you can get in the game. not the best, but it's a pretty good one you can get in the game. So let's see how this guy's doing. No, I didn't mean to do that. Let's get him back to how he was. Okay. Up, 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 up. There we go. So he created quite a few, but we are still kind of need more energy. Need more power, so I may make more engines off screen just to fulfill the power situation we are kind of in. How many do I have? I have 8. How many am I going to need? I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to need 9, so I'm going to wait for one more of these to cook up, and then I will be back to you, and we'll get this all hooked up. Okay, now that we have our 9 tubes thingamajiggers we have, let us actually remove this piping real quick and replace it with the new energy conduits. So the engine shouldn't be producing any more power. They may be kind of stuck at the moment, but we can now boop, 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 boop. And now we have this power, which is a lot more simple. Now you can see these engines are now shooting energy or power in here, but they're not producing as much as they should be. They are actually lowering their power. And now this is because, as you can see, this thing is blue. This little line right here is blue. And that's an input position. So anything with the blue will be inputting power into whatever it's connected to. And we want these to output power, so we need to hit them with a wrench to get them all orange, and then they'll be producing as much power as they can possibly shoot into them. So now we have a much better way of transferring power. As you can see, we are gaining a lot more power than we were before with the piping, because this pipe is old and bad and horrible. So let us fill in the floor. Yeah, we can see a little bit of piping underneath, but that's not a big deal. Not a big deal. We now have a better power source than we did before, and these machines should be working at a better pace. And there is one more kind of piping system I want to create real quick, which involves more hardened glass and some copper. Okay, it's nighttime. Let me go to bed real quick. I actually think I'm on peaceful mode because I was doing something earlier in test world, so I might as well change that back to normal difficulty. So I need some copper. I don't need much. Probably only need like 4. Okay, come down here. Hopefully some hardened glass is cooked up. And we do have some, so let's create some new piping. Put some copper and some hardened glass, and we get Liquiducts. Liquiducts are this kind of similar to conduits, but they're used to move liquids around instead of energy. A lot more better way for moving liquids than the piping, because this moves a lot more and at a better speed than the piping did. So now that we have that hooked up, we are now producing water a lot quicker into these machines, but these machines are all empty pretty much, so let's kind of fill some of them up. I do eventually want to create more engines. I may do some off screen, but I also want to upgrade my power situation, which I need to figure out how I'm going to do it. I'm thinking of a way to do it, but not yet sure which way I absolutely want to do it yet. Okay. I'm actually going to keep these pipes and stuff in here because I may need to use them in the future, so I'm just keeping them down here. And I'm actually going to go off screen a little bit, and I'm going to think of a way to increase my power situation. Now this setup down here is only for a temporary setup. I do eventually want to move this whole system somewhere else, which I'll probably end up building the building for this off screen, because I have big plans for the building for all my power stuff. I want to actually build a huge power plant, and I don't know where I'm going to build it. I think I might build it like over there, like right here, and then it faces this way. Then I'll have a bunch of smaller buildings around it. So off screen I'll probably build that power plant because I want to move all my power stuff now that I'm actually getting into some more of the advanced power situations and machines. So I'll probably end up doing that off screen and stuff like that. Okay. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check up on some stuff and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I am back, and I was thinking about a new way to create power, but I want to create an energy storage unit real quick that I was talking about earlier. I actually want to create a redstone energy cell which will store all the non-use power that I'm using. So let's say I leave my engines on and all my machines are all powered up and they're not being used at the moment. All the power I'm creating will not go to use, and I'll have a use to like store and stuff like that. So to create a redstone energy cell, I need some electrum, some lead, some conductive coil, and an energy frame. To get an energy frame, we need to fill it up with redstone, and we need some diamonds, some electrum, and some hardened glass. Now I created some more hardened glass and electrum off screen so that we can create this. Go boom. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Nope. Do do. Okay, now we got our energy cell. Now I was creating some extra molten redstone off screen, but not much has been produced, so I don't think I have enough to actually produce it. So I'm going to go off screen, and once I get enough redstone to produce it, I will be right back. Okay, I am back, and we are almost to the point where this should start filling up the empty frame. Once it gets to 1000, I believe, is when it starts filling up the frame. So we're almost there, almost there. I actually had to turn my furnace off because that was draining a lot of power. So now I have all my power going to the magma crucible, which is creating enough power to melt the redstone into this molten redstone. And we have enough. Now we have enough. So now this is going to start to fill the empty cell frame, and we will be able to do our thing. And now we can put this recipe in here real quick so that we can build our frame. And boom. Then go boom and throw him in here, and we now have our empty redstone energy cell, and we are one step closer to producing power. Now I'm actually going to do this real quick. I'm going to throw him down there. I'm going to hook him up here and him there. And I got to do this. And there we go. We have now have a energy storage. So all the energy is going to go into this thing and then get drained out of it into that stuff. So until we build up enough energy to back up this, we're not really going to see too much of a difference. I do not need this to create any more redstone, so we should take that out. So now that we can start to gain energy instead of use energy. So that's pretty awesome. Now that we have our setup a little bit better, we can, next episode, I'll work on a better power supply, and I'll also build the power plant off screen. I may not finish it, I may just do parts of it until I do it. It may take a few episodes for me to finish it off screen, but who knows. Until then, please comment, rate, and subscribe. I'd love to hear feedback. Peace.